Hi, everyone. I'm James Garbutt.
And I'm Denny Dumas.
And this is the Garbutt Dumas Real Estate Podcast.
The market is slower. What changes when you're writing offers? What has changed for you, Denny, that's different from multiple offers from the buy side?
Quite a bit. In a typical offer scenario, when you are representing a buyer, let's start with the buyer. Don't know why. Sounds like a good place to start. When you're representing a buyer, you're typically trying to find out as much information about the seller as you can, where they're going, have they bought, what kind of dates they're looking for, how long have they been on market, how long have they owned the home, lots of these things which will give you some guidance into whether or not they're going to be flexible in terms of price for sure, but other details as well. When you are writing an offer and you are trying to negotiate the best price, it is important to know, or we use this term like pick your battles. If you're asking for every single thing, you're probably going to annoy the other party. And it really is this beautiful meld of creating a friendship through this piece of paper that is a contract to purchase and sale. And if you are willing to give up some things, whether that be like crossing out an oil tank term, whether that be moving your completion and possession dates a couple weeks either way just to accommodate the other group, they're likely going to be more willing to work with you on something else that might be really important to you, such as price. If you're trying to negotiate an extra 10 grand off that number, and you're also wanting a really quick completion that is inconvenient for the seller, you're probably not going to get the best of both worlds. So I think being open-minded to focusing on whatever that really important thing is that price, is that a quick completion because you've already sold your condo, whatever that may be, is very important and will help get the deal together.
Yeah, on the buy side, I think attention to detail when you're putting this contract together is really, really important. You know, we wrote so many offers for buyers in the last 2 years, so many offers, and every single offer you had to make sure was flawless, perfect. Everything was worded perfectly because a lot of them were subject free. So there was absolutely no room for error. And what you said had to be what you meant. Like that was it. And right now we're seeing a lot of buyers' offers kind of lazy. And I think that like this is not the time to let your guard down. If you're a buyer's agent, make those offers, like package them together just really, really nicely. And if you're writing an offer that's below market value, or if you're writing a lowball offer, some really easy things to help disarm a possibly emotional seller because they've already reduced their price twice. And here you come with your low offer. Simple things like taking out the word professional cleaning. Change it to cleaning, like the property will be clean on possession instead of professionally cleaned. Because right away the seller's thinking, oh, that's $600. And then you have, oh, the carpets have to be steam cleaned on possession. Like take out steam clean, just have the carpets clean. You know, your buyers can get the place professionally cleaned and steam cleaned when they move in if you're getting, you know, tens of thousands off of market value. I think little attentions to detail like that will help disarm a seller. And the other thing is inclusions and exclusions. Make sure you have the right inclusions and exclusions. It's so important. If they don't have a microwave, don't write a microwave in. Like it's really, really simple. And as far as exclusions go, if they've specified things on the listing that they're planning to take with them, make sure you know what those are and make sure they're written in the exclusions. So, which brings me to my next point, which is just read the listing. Listing agents put beautiful little nuggets for you in there. They tell you all the secrets that the seller wants if you just read the listing really, really well. Make sure that you know everything. Don't write a storage locker is included if there isn't a storage locker with the unit. Just things like that. Attention to detail will really help the listing agent when it comes to making your buyers happy, getting them a wicked deal.
On the buy side too, explaining your offer a little bit. So in a lot of cases right now, because you're not competing, buyer's agents are not putting very much effort into their offer. So they're missing things like exclusions or inclusions. They're also not explaining potentially the dates that they're including, potentially the deposit amount that they're including. If it is slightly low, a deposit amount, often that will trigger a seller. And the first question is, why is the deposit not 5%? on $1 million sale, let's say the deposit is $40,000 instead of $50,000. And so like trying to talk the seller off the ledge, if we have a little bit of information from the buyer's agent, it's a lot easier, right? Hey, you know, they've sold their condo. Most of their equity is, or most of what they're going to be buying this home with is in their condo and equity. This is how much they have available saved right now. They're kind of scraping together everything they've got in their checking account for this deposit. That's why it's $40,000. We just don't have $50,000 cash. Perfect. We can explain that to the seller versus often on the like flipping over to the sale side. If you're a seller, a deposit is a interesting thing that a lot of people get caught up on that really, like, again, pick your battles. How important is it that a deposit that is sitting in the trust account until the completion date that you're not having access to, it's going into the down payment? Is a buyer more likely to walk away from a deposit at $40,000 versus $37,000? Probably not, right? It's a lot of money. These people are buying homes for themselves to live in. This is their like life savings.
Yeah.
They're not walking away from that unless it's some extremely rare case. But those are some of the things where we'll, like, on the buy side, we'll get a counter back, and the deposit has been crossed out at $40,000 and it's been up to $45,000. And those are just the things that like will annoy the other party, especially if you haven't gathered any information on those.
Yeah, that's like kind of leads right into my next point, which is from the listing side, if you do receive a contract where the exclusions and inclusions aren't there, where there's, the cleaning and different things, the dates are unclear, the deposit's unclear, get all those answers before presenting the offer to your seller. To make it the best chance at getting a successful offer together is information. Read through the contract. Step 1, read the contract. Step 2, call the buyer's agent back and ask them about the contract. What can you tell me about, you didn't send me any comps. Like, what can you tell me about the price? Why is the deposit low? In case my seller asks. Because then when you present it to the seller, you've already answered all of these like anxiety questions and you're just getting to the meat of it. Like, this is the offer. And I think that's really, really important in markets like this when you're in one-on-one negotiations.
I agree.
What else?
I think that's great.
And that's a wrap, guys.